Hello everyone and welcome to my July plan with me. Before we get into July, let's look through June. My expense tracker and my health goals tracker I didn't really use, and I fell off the health goals really quickly. I tried to do a new layout where I was doodling every day, but that fell off the bandwagon. Here are my two favorite pages of this month, and they're not really for just June. But the last week of June, I ended up changing up the layout because the other one wasn't working for me. So let's get into July. So for July, I only plan using black markers so that I can be simplistic and try and go back to basics for a bullet journal. I've noticed lately that I'm not really using it. So this cover page here is actually inspired from a pen. I will link the pen and my Bujo inspiration pen board in the description below. But here I'm writing July in English, and in the top left corner of the box I'm writing 7月, and that is July in Chinese. And I'm not Chinese, but I've lived in China for 2 years now, and I'm going on a third, and my Chinese is really bad. It should be much better than it is. So I'm trying to use my bullet journal this month as well to kind of practice my Chinese and my writing because it's absolutely horrendous. So for the days of the week here, I have the numbers, so 1 through 31. But then next to it, I wrote the Chinese characters for the days of the week. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and Sunday is not qi, it is ru. Now, I didn't write 周一, which would be Monday, because I didn't want to write the character for Joe 31 times. But here is my finance tracker, which is also inspired by a pen, and I'll obviously leave that link below as well. I'm excited to use this finance tracker because I've been using the same expense tracker since I started bullet journaling, but the past couple months I just can't bring myself to use it because of all the different accounts I have. So for this setup, my expenses would be broken up into 4 sections. Taxis, because I use them a lot here, and that would also include like online stuff like Didi, which is like Uber here in China. Groceries, I believe the other ones are eating out, other, and bills. Bills is very small because since I am a foreigner here, I don't actually have that many. But yeah, I actually like the look of it, but the big issue is me coloring in those boxes ghosted a lot onto the other pages. So this page is a new idea. This is a daily journaling, and I got this idea from Planning with Kay. It's not the exact same way she does it, or she did it. I'm not sure if she still does it. But I was just watching a lot of other people's bullet journal videos so that I can get inspiration for mine. These lines and the writing out of the numbers and all that, this page ended up taking the longest because of it. And I'm also writing my numbers in Chinese as well for the days of the month. Now, when I got to 20, I ended up changing it up and not doing 20, which is what they use now, but an older character, which is nian. And for 30, I ended up using sa. These are numbers that aren't really used anymore, but they're just a lot faster to write in a bullet journal. Up here, I ended up doing a faux calligraphy, and I had a lot of fun doing this. I'm very happy that I drew everything out in pencil beforehand, because if I had tried to do this free-handed, this would have been absolutely terrible. But I'm super happy with how the letters turned out, which really makes me want to plan out my spreads before instead of just jumping into them like I usually do. This page actually looks the simplest but was the most intensive to draw out. And my last page I'm showing in this video will be my packing list. So I should be moving out of my current place at the end of June. I'm not sure how that's going to work because in China, if you're a foreigner, your job will give you a place to stay. And my new school does not have a new place for me to stay yet. So I'm not sure exactly where I'm going, but I don't think it's quite right for me to stay at my old school after the contract is ended, but I know they wouldn't make me homeless. But here the packing list is cleaning, what I'm leaving in my apartment, what I'm taking to a new place and leaving in China, and what I'm bringing home. But here is the flip through of all of my pages. I ended up adding a little gray coloring to the letters because it's a little hard to tell where I should be writing. But yeah, it's supposed to be a quick little list. And I had a lot of fun doing this one, planning everything out, and I hope you enjoyed the video as well.